to feel manly even though you've never done manual labor a day in your life. So you've probably seen DR Squatch in the news recently. They've been, they've been around for a while. Most notably, they recently did a collaboration with the actress Sydney Sweeney that's currently pretty controversial. They're pretty much known for the soap brand that you kind of walk by Walmart and go, oh, it's got Sasquatch on it. And it's not really much more than that. But I've been looking into them recently, and they've done some really weird collaborations over the years. So I wanted to talk about that today. For one, like the Sydney Sweeney thing. Guys, I don't know why I can't pronounce her name. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's a tongue twister for me. I'm trying my best. I can't say Sydney Sweeney for whatever reason. Things weird, so I'm going to kind of get into my thoughts on that. But a lot of people don't know that they actually also sponsor like a really weird stand-up show. So what is DR Squatch? I kind of think of it as like the Stanley Cups or like Labubus for men, sort of. It is a men's like self-care product brand that markets itself to be all natural, but they have a large community that like collects as many soaps as possible and stuff like that. And like if you go on Reddit, for example, you see a bunch of people collecting all the different bricks of the different flavors or whatever. Which, if you go on like Shower Talk or whatever, which if you don't know what Shower Talk is, it's basically a section of TikTok or like YouTube or Instagram shorts where you wind up seeing a bunch of videos of women showing these huge like personal hygiene product collections. And a lot of it is very wasteful and they get clowned on a lot, but DR Squatch fans basically do the same thing, but it's with men's products instead of like, the fancy sugar scrubs and stuff. I kind of think of it a little bit as the Machine Gun Kelly is soap, because it's like a couple of things you'll see here and there and you're like, oh, that's pretty good. And then you do some more research and you're like, oh, he did that? Alright. And then you meet people who are really into it and you don't know why. So DR Squatch has a lot of really weird brand deals. For example, they did a collaboration with Call of Duty for whatever reason. Like they have Call of Duty's theme soap. But the main one is the Sydney Sweeney one, which is probably why you clicked on this video, because I probably made the thumbnail something to do with her. So basically, the bare bones of it all is that Sydney Sweeney, back in October, she did like a commercial for DR Squatch. They were using her sex appeal in order to sell soap, which is weird for a soap brand to do, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just, I'm not like up in arms about it, but it's just unusual. But DR Squatch in the past has had a lot of weird commercials and stuff, so this wasn't really out of character for them. It's not like people's kids were seeing this while watching like Saturday morning commercials or anything. It was just a weird ad some people were getting on YouTube, from what I've seen. But basically, this month, DR Squatch then decided to put out a soap bar that they claim has Sydney Sweeney's bathwater in it, which people actually believe it does for whatever reason. I don't think it actually does, because the marketing says that it has water in it. Some of the marketing says water, some says bathwater, some says Sydney Sweeney's bathwater, but it does not. The marketing nowhere in the ingredients does it say this is Sydney Sweeney's used bathwater that she has submerged her body in for a period of time. Like, I feel like, I don't know, just going on a limb here, I feel like the FDA has well, the FDA doesn't do, but just going on a limb here, I don't think they would be able to sell that. I think that would cause, like, that would spread bacteria and possibly diseases, maybe. I know it is soap, but still, I think that's like a PR thing. I think it's just a bar of soap with Sydney Sweeney's face on it that has water in it. And so they're saying it's Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. Like, none of the Star Wars soaps have Yoda in them. I don't think this has Sydney Sweeney in it. Shocking, I know. I don't think there's anything wrong with buying branded products if that's what gets you to look forward to being hygienic. Like, I can't make fun of it because every night in order to brush my teeth I have to use my Bluey toothbrush, and if I'm traveling I'm not using my Bluey toothbrush, I'm using my Garfield toothbrush, because it's a little portable toothbrush. And then I put on my Scooby-Doo pajamas and I go to bed. So I can't make fun of any grown men for buying like SpongeBob themed soap or anything, because I do the same thing and whatever works for you. If this is getting men on the internet to wash themselves, I can't be complaining about it. Another thing about the Sydney Sweeney soap is I'm yet to actually see anyone who's bought it online, mainly because from what I've seen, mostly bots have bought it. Which this is like a larger issue as a whole. Bots are buying up things as quickly as possible. I've seen people talking about this with like Pokemon cards and the new Switch 2 that came out. Bots will buy up stuff as fast as humanly possible, and so that people can resell it on the internet for way more money. So I've seen like bars of DR Squatch soap that's bought up by bots selling for like $300 or more online, which is crazy because it's a bar of soap. So NBC News even wrote an article saying that Sydney Sweeney was selling her bathwater, which we don't even know if that's factually correct, and I don't, like, there's no way. It has to be just marketing. So Sydney Sweeney is famous for the series she was in called Euphoria, which is weird. This is the thing people are mad about, because in all the marketing I've seen for this, it's just Sydney Sweeney in like a bathtub, and she's like covered up in suds. Like, you see more skin on just like a Dove commercial. Like, let's be real with ourselves. It is just an attractive woman in a fake bath with fake bubbles up to here. Like, she's showing her shoulders, basically. Like, I think this is very clearly supposed to be humorous and not supposed to be like, oh, you want to buy my bathwater, don't you? Because so many of the fans were saying that they wanted to buy that. Like, that was an online joke that people were saying about her, was that they wanted to buy her bathwater because she's so hot. So then when she collaborated with DR Squatch, they did this. Which, let's be real, if she had made a statement being like, hey guys, don't say that about me, people would be like, oh, can't you take the joke? Can't you take the joke? But she's playing along with the joke, which I think this is all weird and just should have been ignored. This is so clearly a cash grab. But she's playing along with the joke, and everyone's like, ah, oh, this is a backslide for women's rights. It's like, no, it's not. It's just a woman on a weird commercial. I don't think legislation is being passed based off of Sydney Sweeney doing a weird PR stunt with DR Squatch. Like, I don't think that the House of Representatives cares. I don't think philosophers will be talking about this great debate in 100 years. I don't think we'll be talking about it in 2 months, which is why I'm making this video quickly so that people will actually watch it. And I don't think it's even her real bathwater. Like, DR Squatch has done so much weird stuff. This is the least of it. Like, they literally have a soap flavor or whatever titled Bricked Up. Like, they do weird sexual innuendos and stuff constantly as their PR. This is no different than any of that stuff. But I guess people are just now finding out about how weird they are. So I understand why people feel weird about it, and I'm not defending it. However, I do think people are overreacting. When I was looking through people talking about it on Reddit, I saw more people interested in getting it for a gag gift or just complete their DR Squatch collection than for actual unsavory reasons. And I feel like if people were getting it for that reason, Reddit is where they would talk about it. Just saying. I literally think she just thought, this is kind of weird and I think it'll make me money. I don't think it was any deeper than that. I don't think she was like, I'm making a big statement. I think, like, she's famous for being in Euphoria. Are we expecting, like, Miss Modesty USA? But the main question is it actually her real bathwater? The marketing claims that real bathwater is used, but does not specify specifically that it is her used bathwater, that she took a real bath in. I asked a friend of mine who's a chemist specifically who works with water. So I texted my friend, who has a chemistry degree. I'm not claiming that she's 100% right on all this. This is just the most chemistry-minded person I know, and she specifically works with water. So I think she would know a thing or two about soap. So I asked, okay, so if a soap brand were to put used bathwater into a bar of soap, wouldn't it molt or something? And she said that would depend on when in the soap making process the water was added. In the beginning, the majority of the bacteria would mostly die when in contact with the cleaning agent or be sterilized when things were melted together. If it were added at the end, bacteria would still be living. It also depends on the soap concentration and type. And then she said, but I'm concerned as to why this is a conversation topic. Why are you talking about used soap bathwater? Either way, the soap made with bathwater is less effective when it is made with dirty ingredients. It wouldn't clean very well as it would already be gunky as you used it. The soap would have to clean itself and you. And then I explained I was doing a video on Dr. Squatch. I am in no interest of purchasing bathwater soap. She said I would not use that soap. Gross. The way soap cleans is really fascinating, and making it with dirty water kind of defeats the purpose. They would have to process it first to be effective. And then she later on sent me some more stuff on how the soap making process worked. Okay, so she explained to me the hydrophobic chain does not like water, while the hydrophilic end does. When soap is introduced to water, the chains will come together and push water away. This forms a kind of little pocket for the dirt and debris to get stuck in. If there is already dirt and debris in the soap, there is less room to pick up the dirt and debris from your hands and such. Okay, so Dr. Squatch has some other interesting brand deals, like they have a Flaming Hot Cheetos flavored one, as well as they have like a big SpongeBob collab that's popular right now. They've done Star Wars and Godzilla vs. Kong. If you go onto the subreddit, it's mainly filled with people collecting the different bars, which is why I compared it to the Labubus. And if you don't know what Labubus are, good. You're living a full and fulfilled life. Apparently, Dr. Squatch did a collaboration with Trojan condoms, which I don't know how soap goes together with that. That seems like it'd be painful. So, good for them if that's getting people to be safe and clean and take showers and not get STDs. It kind of feels a little bit like buying just for the sake of buying, which I collect Funko Pops, not just for the sake of Funko Pops, I collect Funko Pops of characters I like. And I also take them out of their boxes, which drives people insane. But I don't want just plastic boxes sitting in my room. I want a little guy. I want a little guy. I don't want just some cardboard box. So I can't really judge because I love to collect. I have so much Garfield stuff. I have so much Frog stuff. But those things, like, usually people collect things that, like, look fun to them. But this is soap in a cardboard box. So I don't really get that. Sorry, my water bottle fell over. I'm gonna move this to my table. It's, I don't want to make fun of anyone for their interests or anything, but at what point are we just buying into advertising, hook, line, and sinker? Once again, this is Reddit, so this is not a good representation of the average Dr. Squatch user and enjoyer. This is someone who's willing to be in a subreddit about it, which is usually the most dedicated fans. I don't know, maybe I'll try it. It's supposed to be natural. And I'm allergic to, like, almost every body wash I've ever tried. People always ask me what specific ingredient I'm allergic to. I don't know. Some of it just gives me hives, and some of it gives me a rash, and some of it makes my throat swell up. I don't know the specifics, I just use native. So, what got me interested in this actually wasn't the Sydney Sweeney thing. It was the fact that I got recommended this video where they did a sponsored collaboration with Don't Tell Comedy, and they had Don't Tell Comedy has been posting their videos that are sponsored by Dr. Squatch for a little bit now, and they're not, it's not just an ad for Dr. Squatch, like Dr. Squatch is sponsoring it. However, Dr. Squatch has done a whole comedy show where they had influencers in the audience, and the comedians that they hired were supposed to make jokes about Dr. Squatch. So I wasn't really sure if it was a brand deal or like an ad or what, because they did not really make it clear, and I was trying to find it, and you can't find the whole thing anywhere. You can only find clips of people talking about it or clips of it. So it makes you feel like it was scrubbed from the internet, like they saw that how weird it was and took it down. Which they might not have. I might just be stupid and not be able to find it, or I might be behind a paywall somewhere. This is Lucas Zelnick on the Downside podcast with John Marco Scorsese, who's another stand-up comedian. And they are talking about what it was like to be on Dr. Squatch.
You may know Lucas from the DR Squatch. What is it called?
I don't. Is there a name for it? I did like a branded
What's the name of the brand?
Dr. Squatch.
It is DR Squatch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When
yeah.
it came out of my mouth, they said it couldn't possibly be the name of a
No,
company.
that's quite literally the name.
He did a branded stand-up shoot for DR Squatch,
I did.
and it sounded like there was a lot of money being flung around.
What is Dr. Squatch?
Yeah. What is Dr. Squatch?
Go into the
Only
full
a
spiel.
phenomenal partner to be in business with.
Oh, is this part of the contract? Every podcast appearance for the next 6 months?
I have nothing but nice things to say about those guys. They took about an hour or two of my time, and they took care of me.
What do they make?
They make soaps, organic soaps.
Oh.
Deodorant.
Deodorants.
I have some.
Soaps, deodorants.
Male-focused
hygiene products. So,
Is it a real person, Dr. Squatch?
no.
It's just a fun name.
It's short for Sasquatch.
Oh.
But
Sasquatch.
Yeah.
But what you noted in the clip that they ultimately pulled was that there was a comedian who went on before you who the whole set kept going like, "Oh, Dr. Sasquatch, so great to be putting on this show, Dr. Sasquatch, everybody." And you noted that not the name of the company.
I got on and said the R word, to be exact.
If you're wondering if Lucas Zelnick is terribly funny, by the way, not really. He has some good bits here and there. He basically his parents are millionaires, and he finances his career that way. Which, you know, if I were rich, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be doing crappy stand-up comedy somewhere. He makes very baseline observations, and apparently says the R word as a punchline, which is, I mean, I'm not throwing stones over here. It's just like, if that's what you have to resort to be funny, you are a middle schooler.
That's how I started. I said comics are, and then I dropped the R word. Here's the thing: is I was working on a little practice for myself about showing up to tapings and being myself.
Little note from editing me. Trying to reframe saying that as like an act of self-care is so funny to me. Like, if you're gonna use it, just own up to it. Don't be like, oh, I was being true to myself. That's hilarious. What are you doing?
So we were asked by the company to write a specific joke about soaps. Everyone came in with between 3 to 10. Troy Bond wrote 10 minutes of soap material. I could not believe it. And I'll say his name because I was blown away. I was like, they didn't even ask for that. He like went above and I wrote like 3 minutes bad soap joke about like showering with a person you don't know very well.
I was hoping for a Holocaust joke out of you.
Well, then we'll get there too. Yeah,
Better Dr. Squatch than Dr. Goebbels. So
End of that joke.
I got 10 more minutes. I'll take it later.
Dr. Mendel, is that that was the bad Holocaust doctor? He was the one that
As
ran
opposed to the good ones who gave you a lollipop after.
But anyway, forgetting Holocaust doctors for just a moment,
Yeah, we'll
although
get back.
obviously that's why I came on, was to talk about them. He's like a Kill Tony. So he wrote no soap material. Instead, what he did is he tagged every joke with, and you know I got that Dr. Sasquatch on me. So one of his jokes, which is like so dark, was a joke about like Tina Turner dying in her bathroom, or it was some disco star. Maybe it was Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston died in the tub. Yeah.
Okay. So is that? And he goes, you know, it must have been pretty stinky in there, and you know she needed that Dr. Sasquatch on her. And everyone's just mortified. Like all the comedians are cracking up because it's so inappropriate
And wrong.
Yes,
And the wrong name.
in the incorrect name of the company. And there's so many things on top of each other that you shouldn't do in this context. And that's what the show sort of became, because at the show, which was very bizarre, first of all, it's produced by Don't Tell Comedy, which obviously they know exactly what they're doing with comedy productions. But then the marketing agency decided that in addition to getting comedians to perform, they'd get influencers in the audience to heckle. or not necessarily
Oh my
heckle,
God.
but the influencers didn't understand why they were in the audience. So they thought for some reason, it was just like, how much money can we waste on one or spend appropriately?
Uh-huh.
And I just want
And we're
to
talking
remind
about
you,
it on a podcast.
Dr. Squatch
Yeah.
is an incredible, incredible business, and the marketing team, the folks are just incredible to
Yeah.
work with and all that stuff. But they packed the audience with influencers. I guess they wanted us to do like crowd work, and then in the crowd work, they'd cut to the influencers. But of course, crowd work's way better with people that aren't influencers because
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
it ruins the thing. So
Immediately.
So Stavros is on, he's the host of the evening, and he's getting on, and an influencer starts heckling him immediately. And because with one of these tapings, it was unclear, what percentage is this a comedy show, what percentage is this a taping, and what percentage is this like a branded commercial, effectively.
Yeah.
It was very unclear to me at that time. But when this guy starts heckling Stavros eviscerated him. Like full comedy show mode, like the way you would a heckler.
In which way? Just like the way he looked, or
Totally.
The idea of being like a famous influencer dude and you go to an event where you think you're going to be kind of playing along with a comedian, and then they're like, oh, what do you do for work? And you tell them, they're like, I hate you. Like, it's so funny to me. Just like getting eviscerated when you think you're all there to just have fun. It'd be like if you showed up to a baseball game and someone brought a can of mace and maced you. Like, it's so strange and unnecessary.
It was. I've never heard like a branded heckler
my
destruction
God.
moment, but that's what happened. He destroyed the heckler, in a branded sense, and then the heckler clearly was, not thought that that's what he was hired to do, because these guys were paid to be in the audience. So he's like, what am I? He's playing a character of the influencer that he is on his front-facing videos.
Oh
So
my
he's
God.
kind of hurt.
Oh wow, I'm so glad I got invited to this comedy show. What's the deal with how much I hate you?
and then the
Jesus.
comedy starts, and I still am not exactly sure what happens. And then William went before me, and I'm just gonna treat this like a show. And it was like, if it were a show, and someone made that big a faux pas again and again and again, I'd probably riff on it.
So another big question is Dr. Squatch actually like natural deodorant? And the answer to that is, yeah, probably, I guess. Depending on what your definition of natural is. Like, it doesn't have like battery acid in it or anything. Like, I'm looking on the ingredients list of their Maverick Musk deodorant, and it all checks out. Like, it doesn't have any, what's the thing that makes people like break out? Aluminum. It doesn't have aluminum or anything in it like that. It's just like, it's got, I can't pronounce some of these. It's got like beeswax and crap in it. I mean, I guess it's fine. It probably smells really strongly. It's better than Axe, so I'm not complaining terribly. So in conclusion, they're a really weird brand and they do really weird marketing stuff, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. Like, the world is not gonna crumble because Sydney Sweeney showed her shoulders in an ad, and because they're a SpongeBob flavored soap. Like, if this is what gets gross, smelly guys that you stand next to in line to take a bath, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. But on a serious note, you don't really need more than like 1 bar of soap. Well, obviously you need like the soap you wash your hands with, but when you're showering, you don't need an excess of shower products. You don't need to hoard a bunch of soap. Just buy the soap you like and use it and get a new one. I did see some people collecting it to use as like gifts and stuff, which I think is cool. I think that's sort of a neat aspect of it. But yeah, if someone is able to find a recording of that comedy special, please let me know and email it to me because I would love to react to it. I have a video talking about Jerry Seinfeld's career, and I think it'd be very interesting to talk about more about Dr. Squatch's comedy special, but I can't find a ton of information on it. They're sponsoring Don't Tell Comedy right now, which I think is cool because I like Don't Tell Comedy. I think it's a cool way to find like underground comics because it's not like nightclubs and stuff, it's like random venues at like a record store or something like that. Like, I think that's really interesting. I just don't know why Dr. Squatch is in the comedy. Well, I do know why Dr. Squatch is in the comedy business right now. It's because they really want to appeal to young men, and right now, what young men like is SpongeBob, Sydney Sweeney, and stand-up comedy. And I also like stand-up comedy. But I don't know if I'm gonna buy their soap because of it. Alright guys, so that's gonna be the end of this video. Thanks for joining me today. Drop a 1 like equals 1 bar of soap bought by a bot. Likes and subscribes are always appreciated. My first Seinfeld video did pretty well for a first video, and I'm really happy with that. Going forward, I'd like to do more videos with my face in them, and I'd like to get like an actual camera. I have a digital camera, but it's kind of hard to film YouTube videos with because it's outdated. So right now I'm just using my phone, and I've got a good microphone that I really like, and I'm splicing together clips. So if you want more videos to watch while you do your laundry, I'm your guy.